Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Inside Bend Prospect, and today we're looking for gold. It is a very beautiful mid-January day. It's been sunny for maybe 10 days straight, which is unheard of out here in Oregon. And check out how low this water is. Usually this creek's running in, I don't know, 2-3 feet higher, and then in a storm it'll really go. You can tell we've had some heavy flow just by all these tree falls. Things washed up. Look at that guy. But the reason I'm out here today is something that doesn't always happen. This area had a forest fire this summer. Let me show you. Now you can see it doesn't look too bad. It kind of skipped a good chunk of this section of river, but it did burn right here on this bank. And you can see how charred these trees are, but luckily it doesn't look like it killed them. But the good news for us is it has freed up more workable ground. This is an ancient quaternary channel, about 10,000 years old, goes all the way back to there. But on this private claim, we're not allowed to touch it, not allowed to dig into the bank. But the river did our work for us. The fire burned all these roots that were holding all this bank together. We had a thing slump down right here, right onto bedrock. So we have all this workable gravel right now that's already free. It's going to be kind of random. It hasn't been resorted by the river yet, but there is gold in it. Let me show you my first pan off the top. Now, it doesn't look like much. About 5 or 6 little colors. But it's enough for me for today. We've got our A52 and our classifier we bought from Armadillo Mining down in Grants Pass. And I think it's the perfect setup for working stuff like this. Essentially, I'm just gonna fill buckets with unclassified gravel, walk them over to the sluice, and dump it in, and hopefully we can move a high amount of material, and that'll get us a nice gold cleanup. So first thing is to set the sluice up, which actually might be a little tricky with how low the water is in such a big sluice. I don't know about you guys, but as a gold miner, the one thing I don't like about gold mining is lugging buckets around. So we want to make this sluice as close as possible to our work site. So we're going to try this little ripple first. I don't know if it's enough. If we have to, we'll go over there. All right, let me get to it. Well, I had to move my wing dam out to catch more water. Should have done that from the start. Still a lot of gaps in it I need to clean up, especially in the front here, but I think we got enough. You got to run these with the classifier. You need about a ½ inch of water going over the top, so quite a bit deeper than you would usually run a river sluice, just to help those rocks go down. I think we're going to be pushing rocks all day, but that's okay. I'm just going to shore this up a little bit, and then we'll get to our next bucket. Start working this bank here. Okay, I think it's just barely gonna work. Kind of at the end there, we're gonna have some pile up. It's kind of gonna overfill there, but that's okay. 90% of what we catch is gonna just be right here. So we'll keep at it. Working. Well, I think that's, what, 4 buckets now? And man, that thing is fast. It's like a little stream-powered high banker. I really like it. I hope I'm catching the gold and I'm running it correctly, but I guess we'll find out. Anyway, let's do ourselves a test pan, just to be sure we're still on it. And it's about the same as the other pan, but still 5 or 6 little colors a pan. It's good enough for me. All right, onward we go. Okay, I was doing some thinking. Hold on, that's dangerous, you say. Well, I agree, but I think I figured something out. You can see up here we're on an inside bend. Water really gets ripping through here. Big lines of big gravels here, big lines of big gravels there. And you got bedrock that kind of comes up and down and up and down. And where we're working is actually kind of a high spot. It's about 3.5 feet from water to the level we're at. None of the rocks are particularly big compared to that kind of stuff. Got a couple in there, but I don't think we can dig into there. So I decided I had to look around a little bit. We have something interesting here. There's a really big rock, and it looks like people either dug under there or it got washed out. I'm not playing with that because these trees are leaning ominously, but found a spot that seems relatively safe and doesn't break the rules. So we're a little closer to this fast section. You can see it's bedrock bank to bank there. Really rips through here. We got this big wall of bedrock here and a sort of long shelf, but here it drops down and there's a bit of a divot. I think you can see that. A little divot on our bedrock. And we've got some nice big boulders in here, lots of stuff. And this is original hard pack. And there's, you know, plenty of material to work here without cutting into the bank at all. So let's do a couple buckets from there. Only issue is it is extremely hard. It is like concrete. So we're gonna do our best. Let me show you the pan I got, because it's our best pan of the day. Yeah, maybe that doesn't look like much to you guys, but I'm pretty happy with that. So we're gonna run a couple buckets from here. We gotta carry it a bit farther, but not terrible. Well, I was working over right around the corner of that big boulder there where we just were, and I thought the dirt looked awesome, and I was way in this crevice and the bedrock was breaking up, and I was like, oh yeah. So I was like, I better test pan this, and I did, and I got nothing. And so I did a few more test pans around there, and I got nothing each pan. So we moved back over to where we started the day, and we're just gonna hammer this a little more. But first I wanna go for a little walk. I wanna go check out this bench. This is kind of interesting. So here's all the burnt ferns. These might be alive still somewhere. Don't know. So the fire came through here. Guessing there was a log there that burned, and then it stopped right here for some reason. Wow. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. It looks like a lot of them survived. Actually, looks like most of the big ones survived. I know that up on the hillsides and the tops of the ridges, it really got bad, I guess. I'm really tempted to pull the sluice and take a look at what we got, but I also don't want to mess with it because it was so finicky getting it in place. So we're standing on what used to be the bottom of the river. And it went through here, right? And over time, it made its way to our left. But I think at some point, there must have been a pretty substantial landslide, because all of this jagged rock, you know, it's about 90% jagged, 10% river. Like here's a river rock, but most of this is jagged. I'm guessing the river was flowing here at some point, and there was a big landslide. Covered it up and pushed the river. Might have happened multiple times and pushed the river farther and farther that way. All right, let's get to it. Yeah, look at this material. This is totally different. We might have to do some test pans. Make sure we're still on the gold. This just looks like sand. Let me show you this gravel. So right here, we've got our hard-packed river stuff. I don't know if this is the bedrock or a boulder. Might be a big old boulder. Right here, this is totally different. Sort of redder, but really sandy, mostly small rock. It must be from this, oh, here's where it's coming from. So it's, I think this section flumped down, but we got some decent rocks under it. So I'm gonna do a test pan of this. If it's carrying color, we'll do a bucket. If not, we'll just muck it out. Try to stay on the good pay dirt. I don't think I'm gonna mess with any of this. I might do this side, but I'm gonna leave all this ferns and stuff because this stuff just might make it. Oh, I wish we could just work this whole thing all the way to the bank. Oh. There's like 5 acres of pay right there. Just waiting. Maybe when gold hits 10,000 an ounce, someone will let somebody do it. Oh, there's a crevice. What do I like the color. Just don't like tiny gravel like that. Doesn't look very promising. It's a micro dot. Okay. We're gonna muck that. Well, filming's slowing me down a smidge, so I'm just gonna hammer some buckets. Whew, I guess I don't really have to tell you that, because I can just edit things the way I want them to have happened, and you'll never know. So I was thinking, you know, I think I'm due for a test pan. So I took a test pan. This stuff right here we've been focusing, and I got like one dot, and I was like, okay. And I was looking at it because there wasn't much in the pan after I classified. And it's because this is just like itty bitty gravels and soil and stuff. So then I took a test pan from right here, and there's way more gravel in this, way more rock. Let me show you that pan. That is our best pan of the day. About 10 little colors. Now, nothing too big, but that's okay when we can run material as fast as we can. So we're gonna shift over to the right. We were digging to the left of the bucket. Now we're gonna dig right there. We're gonna pay a little better attention to what the soil's doing. Because again, that is a slump that is not put there by the river, or at least resorted by the river. Just fell down. So gonna have to pay a little better attention to where the what the gold's doing and what the gravel's doing. I kind of want to do another test pan just to get an idea. I think we can figure this out a little bit better. Right now, as far as I can tell, it's just the stuff on the top, which could be the case, but let's dig in a little bit and see what we get out of the test pan there. Some fine gold. It's good enough for me. But anyway, I was just kind of sweeping off the bedrock and taking a peek. That looks like a crevice, and this looks like I could pop this off. There it goes. There. Oof. Okay. Alright. Let's see if it was worth it. Well, that wasn't too bad at all. Check that out. You know, if every one of our pans is like that, sluice might be pretty decent. Although, to be honest, I guess the majority of our buckets we ran was kind of where we think the gold might have run out. So I'll toss a couple buckets down real quick, and we'll pull the sluice, see what we got. Well, I threw a couple more buckets down the sluice, and I'm just dying to see if we got anything. So let's pull that thing out. This part isn't easy when you're running all this water. Go. Let's see if this was running correctly. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of gold there. bunch of little bits. Yeah, it's kind of overloaded a little. That's loose though. Yeah, you know, it doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. And there's a nice little flake there. Wow, look at that. Ooh, ooh. Oh, is that a little picker? Oh, it is. Oh no, it's not. Oh no. Oh, I thought that was a little picker. It's a piece of clay. Oh well. Always roll from the top down. Most of your gold will be in there. That way if you screw up with the carpet, it's a little more protected. This is kind of ready to peel out. Hey, yeah, it's not amazing. It's not bad actually. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. That worked well. And we got a chunk of lead. Well, that's just about half of it right there. I don't know. I'm gonna just snuff up what I can. I'll put the rest in the bucket, and we'll just do a few pans. End the day, get some more color. Well, before we get this gold weighed up, let me show you something cool I made. Check this out. So what we have here is a 24-inch by 6-inch sluice, American made right here in Oregon, that you can purchase at Armadillo right there in Grants Pass. It's designed to be lightweight, sort of low profile, easy to fit in a backpack. It comes without the mat. It's just a blank. So the idea is you put the mat you like in here. If you like Dream Mat, you put this in here. If you like Gold Hog or some other mat, you put this in here. It should work with all of them. Let me show you. The setup is pretty easy. You just plop your mat in, whatever it may be. Lift up this little plate, slide it in, tighten them down. I like to tighten the wing nuts so that they're parallel to the flow of the water, but I don't think it makes a ton of difference. Anyway, you just tighten those up, and yeah, holds it in, and yeah, that's pretty light. Got to be under 2 pounds, maybe 1.5 pounds. And they're great little sluices. I ran one, same dimensions, same mat for years, and you can move a lot of material with them. And I just like them because they're a lot easier to carry down to the creek than a big A52 or something. So anyway, if you're interested, go bug Sam at Armadillo Mining, and I think you should be able to buy them online as well. All right, let's weigh this gold up. All right, we made it back home. That was a pretty fun day. I really enjoyed using that A52 with the classifier on it. That thing just works like a little in-stream high banker. It was great. So without further ado, let's get this gold weighed up. You know, this gold is kind of interesting. Ignore that big flake. I don't know where that came from. I think it was hiding in my snuffer. I don't think we found it today. It just sort of stands out, different color, different size, different shape. But we'll weigh it up anyway, because why not? But anyway, you can see a lot of the other gold. There's a lot of little specimens in there. A lot of little round pieces. Little chunky bits. So, kind of interesting. It's been sitting there 10,000 years waiting for us to weigh it up. So let's see what we got. Well, hey, 1/4 gram ain't bad. I think we spent a good chunk of the day running dirt that didn't really have much pay. We didn't really figure out where the gold was sitting till the end of the day, so I'm pretty happy with that. The stream sluice worked great. We were getting some color all day, albeit it was a little spotty for the first half, but by the end of the day we had it sorted out. I'd like to go back and work it and finish up all that loose material that fell down. I did go up a few weeks ago, but everything was frozen solid, so I didn't get to work the spot. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. We got some cool videos coming up, some dredging videos, some sniping videos, so stick around. I'll catch you next time.